What's going on, guys? Welcome back for more Pokemon Crystal. In the last episode, we got Kurt to make us a ball, we beat the Bugsy gym leader, and we even went down a well and kicked Team Rocket's ass. Just like old times, even though the old times I never did because I went in backwards order of the Pokemon Generation 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Also, off-screen, I trained Hot Girl up to level 15. She didn't learn anything, however, her stats are starting to look more like a level 15 should. Which makes sense because she's level 15. Wait, what? Anyway, everyone is now level 15, and it's almost time to leave the village. However, I should note, it is a second day since I started playing, so Kurt actually finished the ball. And we get the fastball. Yes, if you bring him White Apricorn, you get a free fastball. In fact, I think I'm going to make a second one. I believe he can actually make multiples in like the next game. I don't know if he can make multiple. I don't know if he can or not. Maybe he can. I don't know. If you can make multiple balls out of your Apricorn. Whatever. It makes sense, but I don't know. Let's speed that up. Alright, it's time to leave village. And you know what I just have to say? This is running a lot smoother than Fire Emblem Sacred Stones. So, whatever. Let's go with, Walker out front. Why not? He's level 15. Why am I worried about this? Well, I actually know that there's something coming up 2 steps in front of me. Or should I say 3? 3 steps, to be exact. 1, 2, 3. Tell me something. Is it true that Team Rocket has returned? What? You beat them? Quit lying. It's not a lie, it's true, awesome man. You're not joking. Let's see how good you are. Shit. Damn it, this guy is so freaking hard to beat. I mean, he's just such a badass. How on earth am I supposed to be? Alright, you know what, enough of that. Carl wants to battle. You know what, I should have named him after one of my, fans or subscribers. Because that would have been hilarious if I had done something like that. Speaking of that, I have to name Barker and Paul after some subscribers, too. Next town over, I'm able to do that because the name writer actually lives in that town. So I will be able to rename Barker and, Paul. Might not rename Barker. I'm contemplating not renaming Barker because it's Barker. But, I don't know. And that's level 16, and out comes Croconaw. Shit. How on earth am I going to deal with that? Actually, Taco would probably be a pretty good use against Croconaw. He does know water guns, so that's probably why you want to be careful, but Taco should be able to handle it. Let's see how she does. Poison Powder or Stun Spore? Poison Powder. This thing's going to be hard to damage. I need to get as much damage as humanly possible, even if that means he's not stunned or slower than me. Especially if he just starts scratching me. I'm kind of hoping he can go to Rage, because if he goes to Rage, he will start to do a lot less damage. However, I don't think he's that stupid. In fact, he's definitely not that stupid. This is Carl we're talking about, so he's probably got a couple tricks up his sleeve to not be an idiot. Let's use that potion, however, shall we? Yeah, we shall. Ouchies, ouchies, ouchies. Ouchies, scratch hurt. Time to scratch you back. Ouchies, stop scratching me butthole. Alright. He's almost dead, so as long as I can use any kind of potion. I do not have any kind of potion, do I? Well, that's a little unfortunate. I could use X-Defend. I'll try that. Why not? Let's see if this works. Aw, oh, damn it. You got a critical hit. Of course. Oh well, let's go with Bobman then. Bobman should easily be able to do it with just 1 hit. And in fact, he has Bite now, so I'm actually going to rearrange these moves a little bit. If you hit the select button, you can actually rearrange your moves, so that's pretty useful. Yeah, let's go with that. Bite. Bite does not get type advantaging, however, it is pretty good for Ekans to have Bite. In fact, very good, now that I think about it, considering the next Pokemon is going to send out, or never mind, I forgot, it's a Zubat. I believe if you pick a different Pokemon, he will send out... Oh wait, no, I already went through Ghastly, didn't I? Yeah, never mind. Bite would have been super effective against Ghastly, so Bobman actually would have been a good choice. Oh, shit. Bobman hasn't had exactly a very clean slate of... Oh, wow. I was gonna say, he hasn't had a clean slate of avoiding... God damn it. Of avoiding confusion in the past, but... Oh, he stopped clicking off. But apparently he was able to do it there. That was impressive. Maybe Bobman's... Never mind, he has not turned over a new leaf. Oh, great. He's doing the exact same thing I am. Oh, great. Come on, Bobman. Oh, I hate confusion. Confusion is a tough son of a bitch to fight. Alright, Bobman. You're out. Let's go with Paul, then. I wonder who I'm going to name Paul after. I already have Bodman and Tot Girl. I need to name someone after Robot God Dance, of course. I already have someone planned out for him. Or you, if you're actually watching this. I don't know if you're watching the Pokemon series. But if you are, then yes, I know who I'm going to name after you. And, who else? Maybe we can name someone after Ian. I'll name Omelette after Ian. Start using Omelette. Ow, stop biting me. Maybe... Who else? I need to get Lampuigi. Yeah, of course. Who else? I'll figure it out as time comes along. Maybe Ivy Heroes? I'll give someone a name for him. And even if I run out of Pokemon, there are a couple special Pokemon who won't be on my team, but they'll be like legendaries and stuff like that. I'll also name some subscribers after those guys. For example, legendary of this game is obviously Suicune, so I'll probably come up with something to name after Suicune. And I've just been talking over this guy's entire conversation about talking about weak Pokemon, so I might as well just continue talking over his conversation about weak Pokemon. Let's speed up and go heal at the Pokemon Center. Alrighty then. Time to head out into the Ilex Forest. I'm gonna switch to Paul. He hasn't been getting enough screen time, Paul. This forest is not hard to get around. It's just a lot of bug Pokemon, so don't worry about that. What do you have to say, buddy? Oh man, my boss is going to be steaming. The Farfetch that cuts trees for charcoal took off on me. I can't go looking for it here in the Ilex Forest. Too big, dark, and scary for me. Just catch a Paris in the wild and use it as an HM slave. Wouldn't that work? Right? That would work, because it can cut. Anyway, I should stop speeding up. I'm getting to that habit after playing Sacred Stones and having it really slowly play. So I sped up quite a bit. Hell, get an Oddish and teach it cut. That'd also work. Stupid Blueberry. And hey, would you know, it's the Farfetch'd. It's the missing Farfetch. Quah! There is a way to get this really fast, and I do actually know how to do it. I will teach you. What the hell? There's a Psyduck here? Oh yeah, I forgot. Psyducks do appear here. Huh. That's a cool Pokemon. I kind of like him in one of my playthroughs. Maybe I'll get him in Pokemon Red when I do that game. I'd like a Psyduck. Dude, he's so derpy. I want one. Oh well. Can't get one now. I got Paul, so... Well, I could get one now, but it wouldn't be too smart. Now, time to scare the Farfetch downward. He basically just runs in the direction that you point. I'll scare you again. And down you go. And, of course, I ran into something. What is it this time? A Venonat? Holy crap, I'm running into a lot of cool stuff. Except Venonat's not that powerful. Well, he's okay. He has his problems, but he's a pretty okay Pokemon. Quah, boink! And he runs into the wall, then runs forward, and that's how you know he's home. Wow, thanks a whole bunch. My boss's Pokemon won't obey me because I don't have a badge. Of course he won't. Ah, my Farfetch'd. You found it for us, kid? Without it, we wouldn't be able to cut trees for charcoal. Thanks, kid. Now, how can I thank you? I know. Here, take this. And he gives us HM01 Cut. That's the Cut HM. Teach that to a Pokemon to clear small trees. Of course, you have to have the gym badge from Azalea to use it. Unfortunately, Cut sucks the big one. So I'm going to have to catch an HM Slave. And once you know it, there's an Oddish right here. So let's quickly water the crap out of it, and then throw a Pokeball. And in it goes. Something, something, something I don't care about, and it's time for your name. Hello, Mr. HM Slave. I don't want to name this thing after one of my subscribers, so I'm just going to go with HM Slave. Because it'd be kind of mean to name an HM Slave after one of my subscribers. I don't know, something about that just seems kinda... It's like, oh, I get Paris. I get Bobman, the snake. I get an HM Slave. That's ridicule for you. So, let's just call him an HM Slave and leave it at that. And cool Sweet Scent. I forgot about that move. And that makes it a Pokemon appear. So, whatever. HM Slave. What moves do you have? I'm kind of curious. Absorb, Sweet Scent, and Cut. Okay, then. Well, I don't have any qualms about using this thing, then. There you go. HM Slave, cut down the tree. Once you get into this part of the forest, you really start to run into a lot more Psyducks, I've noticed. See? Told you. There's one right there. What a stupid duck beak. Dun, dun. What a dirt face. Some of the Pokemon just have big dirt faces, and it's hilarious. Alright, get out of here, Hoot Hoot. Have to go read the sign. Ilex Forest is so overgrown with trees that you can't see the sky. Please watch out for items that may have been dropped. I don't even understand what the hell that means. It's so dark you can't even see the sky. I can see everything perfectly fine. There are some items in here that have been dropped that you can find. However, I don't really bother to look for them. Because it's nothing important. I don't even think it's like anything good like a rare candy or anything like that. It's just all stupid crap like maybe potions or full heals or ethers. I know ethers are important because you can never buy them in any of the frickin' games. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. I think you are possibly able to buy ethers in this game. Or maybe the original Fire Red. Or I mean, just Red version. There's an ether right there, speaking of which. I should go shove that in my PC so I don't forget about it. Anyway... let's go talk to this guy with the green hair over here. What am I doing? I'm shaking trees using Headbutt. It's fun. Here, you try too. TM02. This is not an HM, actually. This is simply a TM. Rattle trees with Headbutt. Sometimes, sleeping Pokemon fall out. This is one of my favorite moves, actually. I love moves that flinch. I'm just going to say that right now. Flinching is such an annoying strategy to use against other Pokemon, for me. I love using it. So who would be a good Pokemon to teach this to? We got Barker, Paul, or Bobman who can learn it. Tot Girl unfortunately cannot learn Headbutt, and that's actually very unfortunate because she would probably benefit the most from learning it. However, it's between Barker, Paul, and Bobman. You can learn it in the next town over, you can buy another TM for it. But for right now, Bobman has Bite, Paul does not have any physical moves whatsoever, so I'm probably going to give it to Paul. I mean, Barker, he does at least have Quick Attack, I think. He has Quick Attack, right? Right? No, he doesn't. Well, he learns Quick Attack really soon, and as long as he has Tackle, I'm pretty sure he's happy with that. So let's swap. There. Bubble, and there you go. There's Paul's moveset. That's really going to give Paul a lot more use. Because for a while, he was just kinda slowing down around the back with only water moves, which does kinda help against the fire Pokemon, but generally, it was very unnecessary. But now that he has Headbutt, it's all the better. Also, another thing I've noticed about this game, if you ever seem to go into forests, you don't seem to fight a lot of trainers. So I think in Crystal, they added this guy. Don't sneak up on me like this, you frightened a Pokemon away. Yeah, this guy was not here in the original, so that means literally you go through the whole forest and you don't even fight a single trainer. Pretty odd. Considering in the first game you went through a forest, you fought trainers, and in the third game you went through 2 forests and fought trainers. Well, technically 2 forests, I consider that Savannah Rain thing a forest. But whatever. Just a lot of times you don't really need a lot of HM moves in this game. And as well as you don't need to really rush through, because there's not a whole lot of trainers. Generally, they're really spaced out. I kind of like that about this game. Probably because it has the whole Kanto region you can go and play. So, there is not a whole lot in the way of, goddamn, what am I trying to say? There's not a whole lot in the way of trainers being really close and bunched together. Generally, they're a lot more spaced out than in the first game. Like, remember Trainer Alley, pretty much, I'd call it. The 2 paths that you take to get to, not Blaine. Well, yeah, to Blaine, you have to fight a bunch of trainers, but Koga. The large, annoying path and trails you have to wind to take to him. There's 2 ways. You can take the bike route or the other one. Both ways involve just running into a crap ton of Pokemon, and it's just not fun.